time for day 2 of the Ola Giga Internet 2015 KeSPA Cup. I'm Wolf. Moonglade's with me today.
Hey, man.
It's going to be a good day, Moonglade.
It's going to be so much fun. Wolf, I cannot wait. 8 best of 5. We're here all day, all night, man.
All day, all night. And that's just how it's going to be. I love Starcraft too. Got a lot of Zerg players today. I know that makes you happy.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun to see all these top Zerg players play today.
We get to have the Dream versus Life rematch.
Oh my goodness.
And we also get to see Maru as well. I think he's the best player in the world right now.
Yeah, well, we also got really upcoming players like MyuNgSiK. I'm so excited to see him play today and see how he's gonna do.
Yeah. And Spenu has taken over. We got Jokchi joined Spenu, officially announced just a little bit ago. Now Sojung is going to walk us through this tournament info.
Hi, so we have the CG already explaining. We have a prize pool of 25,000 million won, and it's a second-tier WCS tournament. And here are the list of matches that happened yesterday, as you guys know. Here, if I read off Fantasy and Dark, Life, Dream, Sulky, and Hero, and what's going to happen next is Rogue versus MyuNgSiK and Maru versus Byul.
Yep, some really good games.
Yeah, no more. Well, we had the most Protoss, but now they're the least race right now in this tournament.
Yeah, only one left.
Yeah, with powerful Terrans and Zergs, no more Protosses anymore. And now we're going to have another viewpoint for this match when Wolf reads off the matches for today.
Sure, I'll read you guys what's going to happen. First, I'm going to start things off with the remainder of the round of 16 matches with Rogue versus MyuNgSiK and then Maru versus Byul. Then we'll be jumping right into the round of 8, the Fantasy versus Dark, Life versus Dream, Sulky versus Hero, and then, of course, the winners of a round of 16 matches will face off at the very end, so we'll have some time to kind of prepare and get ready for that one there at the end.
And viewpoint here, we have that on CG, that Rogue and MyuNgSiK, they have a relationship connected by ceremonies, because at Pro League, MyuNgSiK showed that Zealot dance, and Neighbor at Star League, Rogue showed a hatchery rush back then, they made a revenge. And actually, for his career, Rogue doesn't really have much of a career in the individual league, but we don't know what's going to happen at KeSPA Cup. Maybe he'll be able to advance today. And for MyuNgSiK, we're wondering if he could be one of the 2 Protosses that can make it through, with Hero, the only Protoss who advanced yesterday, and that's the viewpoint for today.
Yeah, Rogue being weak in individual leagues is definitely the truth. But coming up next, let's talk about Maru versus Byul. Why don't you tell us about it, Sojung?
I'll read off for you. And the opponent record is Maru is leading 3-2, and this is the big match for KeSPA Cup 2015. And you know, this is only like just the finals. They're the really best players right now in Pro League. And Maru has been showing Terrans as, you know, wings of the Liberty Terrans. And, you know, he caught the Marauder only play in Pro League and caught Byul with it. But in round 2, Byul went for fast Mutalisk and totally crushed Maru. So they just have a really close opponent record. So there's only one who can advance, so we don't know what's going to happen. And now next up is Fantasy versus Dark. And this is a match between former SK Telecom T1 and current SK Telecom T1. And as you guys mentioned yesterday, Fantasy is terrorist, a Brood War, and Dark is just the king of the Zergs right now. So we don't know what's going to happen, but Fantasy is just good at really mechanics and bionics, changing the tech. And Dark is really confident with his ZVTs right now, so let's see what's going to happen.
Yep, keep in mind, you know, those two have never played against each other in a StarCraft 2 match before. This is their very first time, so that's just something to keep in mind since they're former teammates and never got to play against each other. I'm sure they know each other pretty well, though, considering they're former teammates.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've seen a lot of Fantasy in recent times, overseas as well as here, doing fantastically in the TVZ matchup.
Yeah, incredible games on the GSL, getting out of that 4-0 in first place. And, you know, Fantasy like MyuNgSiK just on the rise right now. And really quite curious to see how MyuNgSiK is going to do today. Can he actually take a win as well?
Very possible, I think. Very, very possible. I mean, MyuNgSiK already took down Dark, and I believe it was GSL recently. Like,
yeah.
Absolutely insane.
Like last week, basically.
Yeah. He is playing so well right now in Pro League and in the individual leagues. He's really on fire. It's really surprising, but kind of exciting as well to see this player do so well.
Yeah, I'm really excited for round 3 of Pro League because we've got Spenu coming in as as kind of a new restructured team with a lot of new players, a lot of new talent. And MyuNgSiK suddenly doing really well. They just picked up Jokchi, just announced like probably less than 30 minutes ago. And it's a really, really solid team coming together, and I'm excited to see kind of how they're going to do. And I was hoping possibly, so there's still time, Fantasy might end up partnering with one of these teams to actually come out in Pro League.
I hope so. He really needs to come back to Pro League. It'd be great to see him, especially where he's at right now. He's doing fantastically.
Yeah. Spain should just partner with him too, man. I don't know.
Just do it. Easy money, easy wins.
Yeah, for sure. So today is one of those super duper long days. So
super crazy long days.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be kind of, I guess, a little bit more relaxed, especially to start off. So
we're gonna get
comfy.
We're gonna get comfy nice and early on. We're gonna enjoy this. But I'm sure once the Zerg games start coming in, my interest will be pretty peaked.
Yeah, for sure. What about you, Sojung? How are you feeling today?
Well, I'm feeling really tired from yesterday. It was a really long day, but it's going to be a really interesting one today.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Do you have any match that you're really interested in particularly?
Not really, but I'm getting ready for my ponytail, so I can show you guys my ponytail later.
Yeah, because I was noticing that your ponytail is a little bit different today than yesterday.
It's lower. I just got back from school, so.
So you wear different ponytails to school?
No, I just didn't have time to put it up really high. Put it up really high.
Okay.
Fair enough.
I don't know that much about ponytails. Like, you guys are much better at this than me.
Well, I got a man bun today.
Oh,
you
you
got the
have
man
a
bun.
bun today.
I got a bun today,
Okay,
guys.
I'm going to get a bun today then.
Yeah, get a bun.
Yeah, I should get a bun.
Yeah,
Be
actually,
buns.
go
bun
do
buddies.
Okay, yeah, we can be bun buddies.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah.
I'm not getting a bun, unfortunately. I'll go get, like, a hamburger bun and eat it.
You can like get a little something up here. You know, you get a little bit of hair.
Yeah, maybe I could do it.
Yeah, just do it, man.
All right.
Let's be the bun trio today.
This is this awkward moment that we had yesterday as well. We're just on camera for an unnecessarily long
Oh,
period
this is
of
what
time.
happens?
Yeah.
Well, hey, I'm actually kind of cool with it.
Oh, I think we're going to go for the events. I'll read that Korean for you. We have, if you guys here at Next Arena, you can get the Smart Works. What is this? And you can get limited edition of World of Warcraft, gaming mouse, and backpack from HTML. And the second event is the one that I enjoy the most. I'm the Viper. I kidnap you. You can just bring your friends, family, lovers to the arena. And if you guys get picked, you'll be given a $50 worth of certificate to take him out for food. And there is a backpack from HTML, and if you guess the color of the ball right, through the lottery machine, you'll be given that backpack. And the fourth one is done by our sponsor, or from our sponsor, Ole KT. And leave your support message for Pro League Facebook for each set. And from that, we'll pick one of the winners and give you lots of prizes. And this is the event for today. What's Smart Works?
Sorry, ask that again.
What's Smart Works?
Smart words?
Smart watch? What is Smart Works?
Smartwatch.
Smartwatch.
Probably, right?
Really?
Where do you see that?
Smart watch. Like right next to Drenor.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Smartwatch,
I
I
don't
think.
speak Korean that well, so yeah.
What's
워치가 아니라 워츠야.
What's?
Words. It's like so you get warts on your face.
Yeah, it
Like
looks like warts. Smart words.
Smart warts.
Smart
It's like
warts.
That's
too
one of the
smart, you
prizes
can't get
we
rid of
have
them.
here at the Next Arena. Just come on down.
Get some warts here, guys.
Get some warts. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I don't know, but
I like the one where you can bring your grandma down for some reason. Like, that's fantastic.
You
Yeah.
can be a Viper and then bring your grandma.
yeah, exactly.
Poor grandma. Gonna watch some Starcraft.
Abduct your grandma, send her down here if you're in Korea. Viper range hasn't been upgraded that much to be able to reach all the way to overseas, but finally we're going into our picks of bands here.
I'm excited for this one. Rogue versus MyuNgSiK. Yeah, they do have a bit of history. MyuNgSiK has taken out Rogue, and I believe it was Star League last season. Or at least he caused an upset, taking him down in the first best of three.
Yeah. Now, Moonglade, I don't know if you remember this, but we actually do have the ladder pool for this tournament. So Inferno pool is going to be banned every time. So the first player who's lucky enough to get the first ban gets a real ban. The second player gets Inferno pools. Literally happened every single match yesterday.
Yeah, well,
nobody wants to play on that map, no matter what the matchup is.
It hasn't been balanced yet. I'm pretty sure the positions are still horrible in that map.
Yeah.
I haven't played it in so long, so I just wouldn't know.
Coda is banned here for Rogue. We actually didn't see that map banned at all yesterday.
Okay.
So that's kind of... Oh, never mind. It was Echo, which is a similar map to Coda actually in almost every way. I guess like a little bit more simplistic. Like it's a little bit smaller.
Right.
Iron Fortress banned from MyuNgSiK. So we are actually going to see Inferno pools in this best of 5.
Wow.
And knowing MyuNgSiK, I wouldn't be too surprised if he picks it early on here. Might actually grab it for game 2.
Oh, it's so interesting we're playing these new maps. Some of them I'm kind of interested in. Like Echo and Coda. I played a lot of them when we got the maps. And I don't know about them. They seem like pretty damn good Protoss maps. I actually think with this map pool, we could see MyuNgSiK do pretty well.
Yeah. Inferno pools is a game 4, so we don't necessarily see it actually. Cactus Valley going down there in 5. What do you think about Cactus Valley? I like that one PvP we cast on it, but otherwise I haven't really liked it that much as a map.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that map. I'm still on the fence with this new map pool in a lot of ways.
I don't even really, honestly, I don't even really like Vani that much. I like Echo and Coda.
You don't like Vani? Oh, I like Vani. I think it's a good map, though it is pretty damn good for.
안녕하세요.
Oh, we're gonna jump into this little interview really quick. We'll be right back.
운 좋게 올라왔는데 제 기본기를 시험해 볼 수 있을 것 같아요. 조를 보고 그나마 김명식 선수랑 하면 좋겠다 생각했는데 딱 김명식 선수랑 해가지고 기분 좋아요. 승현이나 성주나 이삭이 잘하는 사람이랑 만나기 싫었어요. 정명훈 선수랑 친해지고 싶어요. 치피니티 때 다 말을 놨는데 정명훈 선수랑만 말을 못 놔가지고 승현이랑 성주? 네, 전 못 올라갈 것 같아요. 저는 부모님께 드리고 싶어요. 조금 쓰고요. 이번에 정말 운 좋게 캐스파컵에 할 수 있게 됐는데 좋은 경기력 보여드리겠습니다. 감사합니다. 열심히 준비해서 잘하자. 화이팅!
네, 안녕하세요. 스베누팀 프로토스 김명식이라고 합니다. 프로리그에서 잘하고 있는 선수들을 이기고 올라가서 기분이 정말 좋았어요. 이병렬 선수, 황강호 선수 정도 만나면 제가 예선에서 이긴 기억이 있기 때문에 잘할 수 있을 것 같아요. 지금 아무래도 제일 잘하고 있는 조성주 선수나 명훈이 형도 제가 좀 상대하기 껄끄러울 것 같아요. 사실 박명훈 선수를 그렇게 좋아하진 않았는데 이번에 GSL 하기 전에 먼저 막 말을 걸어주시고 하시더라고요. 성격이 좀 좋으신 것 같아서 박명훈 선수랑 친해지고 싶어요. 요즘 성적이 괜찮아지고 있는데 여기서 만족하지 않고 이 상승 곡선 그대로 이어서 좋은 성적 낼 수 있도록 노력하겠습니다. 올해는 욕심도 많아지고 쉬지 않고 계속 올라갔으면 좋겠다.
이번에는 방심 안 하고 열심히 준비해가지고 이겨드리겠습니다.
건 요리해 줄 테니까 기다리고 있으면 알아서 잘 요리해 줄게.
GNL 그린윙스 로그 이병렬 vs 스베누 명식 김명식.
Alrighty, so those interviews are pretty basic. I mean, some of the things that we have in these interviews are like, who would you like to be friends with, and and what will you do with the prize money if you win? Like,
yeah, nothing too groundbreaking there.
Not a whole lot of trash talk or anything
It's
like
like
that.
I met Dark and he seemed pretty nice.
Yeah.
All right, good, cool story, bro. Let's get into the games already. Damn.
Yeah, those interviews are pretty simple. Like I could try to like give you guys the TLDR version, but there's just like not even that much to say about it. Like,
yeah,
like Rogue's like, I'm gonna give the money to my parents if I win, but I don't think I'm gonna do that well. And like, actually, I think Mario Life's probably gonna win the tournament. Like he said that, you know, just stuff like that. So, it's like kind of interesting, but it's not like I'm like, oh, you know, he said he really thinks that like this is the meta,
yeah,
or
he's like talking smack. He's like the ladder pool is horrible. This is a very Protoss biased map. MyuNgSiK's gonna beat me. It's gonna be bad. No, he didn't say anything like that.
They're almost like personality-driven questions, like
yeah,
that the players are asked.
They're trying to maybe open them up a little bit more, I guess. But no, it's gonna actually. We never really get to see tournaments on these maps outside of like online tournaments, I guess.
Exactly. So like it's kind of unique. This is like my first time commentating these maps, like Echo, Coda. I've never commentated Inferno Pool, so I'm kind of hoping, even though I don't really like the map, that I actually get a chance to see a pro game on it right now.
Yeah, it should be really interesting. You know, I've just been my headset's been so into the map pool we've had for Pro League and Star League and GSL even in recent times. So I'm like, oh, we got new maps. So it should actually be really interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't get to see too much yesterday, unfortunately. I was a bit tied up. But,
I was like yesterday when I was casting with Valdez, like we was looking at the maps and like the one game where like the last game was Game 7, I was like, oh, I guess it's gonna be like King Sejong Station that popped up in Inferno Pools. I was like, whoa, it's in the pool.
yeah, exactly. Coda and Echo, those two maps should be played a lot in this this lineup. Kind of excited to see how they go down, but
yeah,
Zerg's been doing pretty well so far.
I'm surprised that Echo was banned actually by Rogue here.
Yeah.
Especially because I think he picked Coda first, so the maps are so similar.
Exactly, they're very similar. So let's see how it goes. Rogue, you know that he's been doing pretty well, you know, in Pro League and in GSL recently. He defeated Trust a couple of times to get out of his group, lost the Fantasy 2-0. And yeah, just in Pro League, you know, he almost got that all kill on Jin Air, I believe it was, in the playoffs. CJ.
We saw in his official stats, like listed, I guess KeSPA stats, he was 111 and 110. That's like an insanely close to 50-50 record. If he loses today, he's going to be 111, 111.
Yeah, well, it could very well happen against MyuNgSiK. You know, 2-1 against Dark and 2-1 against Parting to get out of his GSL group.
Yeah, this guy has got some great PVZ and some cool all-ins. He's very scary.
Last two games he played in Pro League were against Zergs, and he destroyed them as well. So yeah, he's actually in really good form right now, especially in this matchup.
He even beat Lucera in the qualifier 2-0, I believe. So something else to keep in mind. I mean, this guy is pretty scary in this matchup. Rogue definitely having some trouble in individual leagues, but maybe this could be his tournament. This could be his chance. I feel like Rogue's most significant achievement in individual leagues was beating Sulky 3-0. We'll see if he can take this match out. We're going into Coda right here, right now. It's time for game number 1 between these two players.
GNL Green Wings 로그 이병열 vs 스베누 명신 김명신.
Up here in the top left in purple. It's Rogue.
You forgot his name.
No, I wanted to say it when he came up.
Oh. Down here in the bottom right, we got MyuNgSiK.
They're putting the player cameras up a bit late compared to yesterday. Yesterday they were pretty quick. So they were able to time that pretty well.
They're warming up too, you know. It was a long day for them as well, the cameraman. Got some fans in the audience.
A lot of fans.
Yeah, big day today. It's a holiday here, I believe, Wolf.
Yeah, actually, I think so.
Not for us, but for everyone else.
For everyone else, for all the people who get to have free time. Esports never rests.
Never rests. Passion stays strong all day, every day.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, cannon rushing is really common on this map because the rush distance is so short and it's like a 2-player map, so you know where your opponent is all the time. But I don't think we're going to see MyuNgSiK do that.
No, not with a pylon like that. Most likely going to be that gateway expand that we do see so often these days. Just about every Protoss is doing it. Kind of shuts down any sort of proxy hatchery, any early shenanigans with Zerglings.
Look at Rogue's super fast gas here. Gas first.
Is this going to be maybe that 14-14 opening where we do see quick speedlings? Looking at the natural on this map, it is pretty wide, so that could be a great way to start things off. Speedling's going to get on the map long before there's really a wall up there. Possibly cancel that Nexus expansion, and we do see that quite often on some of these bigger maps, or at least bigger naturals.
Yeah. It's a bit tougher to get an emergency wall up as well. If you realize it's coming and you don't have a wall down there.
Yeah, it's very expensive. It's a big ramp.
And here comes that probe down now. Let's see if he scouts with it after he makes the Nexus. Okay, he is going to scout, which is really important to know this is coming. Nearly enough gas to make that metabolic boost research. Just a second here. He's going to pull out probably just to get the extra minerals.
And even at this point, even if he scouts it, what can he really change up? We have seen some Protoss react to this by making a cannon, going really quick forge after this, and getting a Zealot and cannon or two to defend the Nexus. But a few others have kind of just gone straight into that really quick Mothership core and a Stalker and try and shut it down that way.
Yeah. It also really depends on how much the Zerg commits to it because if it's just a few speedlings, you can even pull probes. You've seen Protoss try to do that. That's usually against slowling attacks because if you're pulling probes against speedlings, you're going to have a bad time. Wuli's going to come over here. He's going to see the hatches planted at least. So that's important knowledge. So he knows it's not a massive commitment off one base.
He could just keep making lings if he wanted to. He's going to... I wonder how heavy he's actually going to commit to these lings. So I think he could do some real damage. I guess that Mothership core will be out very soon as well.
Yeah, I'm going to start it right away with that first 100 gas. And then, he has a second Zealot on the way as well. With this small Zergling count, you can fight this with 2 Zealots on the Mothership core. You just have to be careful not to to go too far below the ramp. Ooh, the Lings are going to grab that probe. Not quite. He's just going to try to slowly push his way down the ramp here. We saw this a lot yesterday, this type of opening. It's very annoying to deal with.
Yeah, it really forces the Protoss into a defensive place, forces them to make out units they don't want to make for the longest time. And while this is all happening, we are seeing Rogue just drone up hard. No third base on the cards just yet, though.
Not quite.
Look at that, he even had to pull a bunch of probes.
And he's just poking around with those Lings at this point, but can't really get much more done. He's going to take a third base. Where do you feel like Rogue's at in this game right now? Do you think he's still in a good position with these Lings?
Yeah, I think he's done enough damage to kind of warrant it, because he has forced, a lot of probes off the line for the longest time, forced out a lot of zealots he didn't want to be making. Hasn't really had any scouting. Rogue is kind of dictating the game, the pace of the game, and forcing the Protoss to change its build order a lot, which I think is always like one of the stronger ways to go about it as a Zerg player, something that Life will always do. He does random aggression all the time, and it really just throws the Protoss off, because the Protoss is essentially all about build orders at the start of the game. They're looking for the most cleanest build order so they can get to the tech they want, or go for a 2-base all-in that they wanted to go for. But when you're like defending constantly like this, you just don't find the space to do so.
Yeah. It looks like these two drones are sent across the map by mistake. I thought maybe he was going to try to do a double gas steal in natural or something. But
That'd be something else, man. No, I would have loved that.
I was like, why is he sending two drones?
That'd be funny. I don't know if it'd be good, but it'd be a troll at the very least. We did see that that ceremony thing between these two players to begin with.
Yeah.
Dancy Zealot once and a hatchery some other time. A couple of proxy extractors could do a bit. Might be a little bit more entertaining.
Yeah. Looks like he's going to lose this Overlord, which is kind of a pain to Sentries to lose that. And we do see a Warp Present first into Immortals out of this Robo.
Yeah, how about that?
Sentries on this, but I don't think it's going to be like a force-fielded ramp. It's just going to be harassing the drones with it.
The opportunity is always there, though. Like if you get up that ramp and there's no one there, and you got two Sentries, you can force field that for days.
Yeah, flies right into the watchtower, so Rogue knows exactly this is coming.
There's actually not that many units to defend either. Like, look at this.
Is this going to do it?
If you wanted to, you could, but he's not going to take advantage of it. I don't think he has Warp Gate, so he can't really take full advantage of it. The misposition of Rogue's army.
Warp Gate's just not quite done yet. Maybe a few more chronos on that would have, or even just one chrono on it would have made it the timing lineup better.
Yeah, he could have just won the game then.
Yeah, I think so.
That would have been actually insane. But, well, not lining up.
As it is, I mean, he's got a second Immortal chronoed in. He's adding a few more gates. I think we're just going to see that follow-up Immortal push. MyuNgSiK loves this. He's very good at it.
Yeah.
He's very good at these pushes. And also transitioning from these pushes when they don't do the damage that is like game ending. He's actually pretty good at getting out of it and doing like a second follow-up push.
We have seen that from him pretty recently as well. It might have even been against like Lenok or something. Like he deflects like the mass roaches and just goes into this like death ball off 2-base and wins in the mid game, kind of funnily enough, of 2-base.
Yeah. As it turns out, if you just keep making Immortals, Stalkers, and Sentries, like,
you
pretty good.
You eventually just become too strong as it is. Like, it's kind of funny how it works. Rogue is kind of prepared for this, though. Yeah. The army's just not big enough yet, unfortunately. He's going to be cut in half as well.
He needs to buy some time. That Spinecrawler needs to make sure that doesn't get wasted.
I think it's going to get focused down pretty quick.
Yeah, he's got 3 more spines, but they're not in a good place. They're all on the right side, which is not where he needs them.
Yeah, see, this is the problem with this map. Look at that. Like, now that he's in between the third and the natural, like, he can force field 1, destroy half the army. I think it's going to be the natural that's going to get destroyed, considering there's 4 spine crawlers at the third.
Yeah, he's just going to ignore those. And Rogue is just trying to buy time to get more roaches out, to get roach speed. But look, there's so many force fields available. He hasn't used a single one yet.
Yeah, he just doesn't need to, because
he's just zoning him so hard here.
His army's just so scary, and more Stalkers being warped in as well. Here we go. Looks like Rogue might try for it this time.
Oh, just going to trap these roaches here.
Beautiful force field and time warp.
Yeah. That mothership is in such a great position. It's able to spot all the roaches on the right side and know when they're coming, and also to be able to hit that time warp, like you said. Okay, force field's going down. He's using the hatchery against Rogue as well. Another time warp to stop any reinforcements from coming from the south. And this is a crazy strong push here from MyuNgSiK right now.
This is just unstoppable. Look at these force fields. MyuNgSiK is so on point with them today.
really good. Spinecrawlers are desperately trying to come down here and root, but even if they do, MyuNgSiK can just ignore him. He's got a Warp Prism up here. He's going to warp far away from those spines, and I think that's just going to be game. Moonglade, there's no way he's going to hold. He's down to only 8 roaches left.
Yeah, no way. No way at all. He could never deal with those Immortals as well. They always were just in the perfect position with perfect force fields.
GG. To be honest, like, I don't even know what Rogue could have done better there.
He just needed to be more prepared for it, I guess. He needed maybe more creep spread and just more units in time. He was just completely caught out. Going into a very heavy, like, sort of greedy mid-game, but just not enough units.
And when you've got, like, your base is split up like that, and you try to get your units desperately as you realize a bit late that this type of push is coming, you get caught where you're kind of split, and you get cut in half. You get that wedge in between the bases, which is what we saw there. The position of MyuNgSiK's Mothership Core, I really, really like that, because it gives them that vision of the ramp, when the roaches are going to try to break down, and you can time warp them and then force field them. I feel like the execution of that was really good. You need to keep in mind, Rogue also did a very big commitment to Lings early on, which kind of messes with your economy a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess he just really never found anything too much. He didn't find too much damage with that 14-14 opening. And MyuNgSiK kind of just bounced back from it and just did the all-in. And I guess it does slow everything down for the Zerg, like compared to what you'd normally do with a double hatch before pulled, super greed mode. Obviously, that would be the best way to deal with an Immortal all-in.
Yeah.
If you can be in a decent economic position like that early enough.
Well, when you're like going for a big heavy commitment to Lings like that early on, you're kind of thinking like, I got to catch up on my economy, I got to get those drones back up, and then when something like this catches you off guard, it can just totally mess with you. If you see a Warp Prism like this too, though, you have to know this is a possibility.
It's actually one of the most common follow-ups to a Warp Prism. You know, it's like, okay, he's got the Warp Prism on the map. I have to be ready for an Immortal in. You got to be constantly looking for that third base because there isn't really much other follow-ups for it. You know, you got the Immortal tech. You're either going to go Immortal, you're going to go Colossi, you're going to go for a third base behind it, which is probably the one other thing you do with it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're not just going to like take a third base of this most likely.